Hi, I'm Elijah Moree. I'm one of the producers here at Tar Heel Tonight. And sort of just to give you an overview of what this show is, we're sort of a late night comedy show. So you can expect monologues, interview comedy, segments where we stuff people's faces full of hot, spicy food and ask them embarrassing questions. Like normal kind of things, but in another sense, we do want to break out of the box and not be so traditional in the way that we produce our comedy. So as far as that goes, we're not really stand-up comedians here. Like, that's the forte of a lot of Tonight shows. It's not the forte for me. I'm evidently sitting down, although I'm not sure I'd even call myself a sit-down comedian. I think more accurately I could describe myself as a recliner comedian. Unfortunately, we don't have enough money in the budget to get me a lazy boy, so we're making do with what we have right now. As far as sketches go, this is our first one. We collaborated with some experts in the field to come up with 5 tips for making the most of your college experience. Take a look.
Mr. Kibum? Yes. Yeah. You can just find yourself a seat, sir. Thank you for coming in with us today.
Of course. My name is Dr. Lee Kibum, and for the past 10 years, I've been fascinated by college students. But not in a platonic way, though. Since the craze of the original Four Loko, I've wanted to create a list of advice for college freshmen to help them adapt to the new environment. In my decade of research, I have constructed 5 key tips for college freshmen. Have a look. Tip number 1. Class is not mandatory, so don't stress about missing a class. Have you ever heard of the phrase, you can retake a class, but you can't relive a party? Well, I'll have you know that if you ever live by that saying, you'll have one of the most amazing years of your life. When you're paying so much money into your tuition, you should decide when you go to class, not your professors. Tip number 2. The more classes you take, the more money you save. Academic advisors suggest for a student to take around 15 credit hours a semester. However, those conniving assholes are really just trying to keep you on campus, just getting you to paying for more basketball tickets, dining on meals, and condoms from student stores. If you want to be smart about it, take the maximum amount of credit hours each semester. With this method, you'll be graduated in no time. Tip number 3. Explore your sense of fashion. This is your first year outside of your house. You don't have your parents telling you what you can and can't wear. With this newly found power, you should embrace it by wearing clothing to help you stay stylish. I highly recommend wearing your high school merch. People will always ask what high school you went to. To help you save time, you can wear your high school merch to show them how proud you were to be from a school that no one has ever heard of. Tip number 4. Always purchase textbooks, never pirate. Imagine you spent years researching a topic that isn't widely available for most people. Through blood, sweat, and tears, you managed to write your own textbook. You sell it at the affordable price for $250 to compensate for the grueling hours put into your work. Now, what if someone were to illegally download your textbook for free? You wouldn't like that, would you? Please make sure to avoid websites such as Z Library, Project Gutenberg, eBook 3000, Library Genesis, PDF Drive, LibGen, FreeBookSpot, and other websites. Not only are you hurting the authors, but you're also hurting yourself. Downloading just one file from these websites will give you a 1 free trip to Guantanamo Bay. And finally, we reach tip number 5. Familiarize yourself with the emergency buttons. You see them all over campus, but have you ever seen them in use? Have you ever even seen them being regularly maintained by chapel staff? Press the button. You don't know if it works. If it doesn't work, you can report it and do your community a favor. You can be saving a life by testing out an emergency button. Be the hero that the community deserves. With these 5 tips that I've given you, you'll be able to easily integrate yourself into the college lifestyle.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Kibum. Is there anything you'd like to lead us out with?
Of course. Be sure to join our email listings. Next week, we'll give you an in-depth tutorial on how to make our favorite study helper, crack cocaine.
Today I have with me Mira Ward, who is my producer's roommate, right?
Yeah, we live in the same apartment.
Okay, as I understand it, Madison told me that when you were 6, you won a certain agricultural contest.
Yeah. So I was named Little Miss Chicken Neck Ringer when I was 6 years old. Yeah.
Okay. So, Little Miss Chicken Neck Ringer, I guess, what sort of competition is that? What does it involve?
So it's an annual competition where basically you have like different age groups. So you have like the Pee-wees, which is obviously the division I was competing in, and then it goes all the way up to like senior citizens. And each age group, basically everyone gets a chicken, and whoever can wring its neck the fastest wins their age group. So it's every year.
Okay. Is it like usually like seconds or points of a second that it comes down to, or?
I'd say for the adults, like for the really, really good people, they can get it in like less than a second. It took me when I was 6, probably like 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So, I mean, it's quick, but like obviously as you get more experience, it gets a lot faster.
Okie dokie. Okay, so I'm guessing you need to have a lot of wrist strength doing that?
Yeah, I mean, as a little kid, obviously I was hitting the gym every day and like making sure my wrists were all strong because the end goal was to win the contest.
Okay, so chicken strangling. How did you get into that? What's your first experience with that? I guess what part of you sought after that? What part of you was passionate after strangling the necks of little feathered animals?
That's actually a great question. I'm not really sure how exactly I got into it. I'm from like a really rural area, so it's kind of just been like a thing I've grown up around. I don't remember my first time ever doing it. But I would say like when I won the contest at 6, I probably had not done it too many times before. I'm kind of a natural, if I do say so myself. I hadn't practiced too much. So I'd say it kind of just was something that like was been around in my life and just kind of came naturally to me as a skill.
Okay, cool. I guess you mentioned to me on the phone that you have some mental troubles because of this experience.
I mean, as a person who now is a vegetarian,
You're a vegetarian. Is this like to atone for the sins you've committed against poultry in the past, or I guess where is this coming from?
So my mom is also vegetarian and has.
Your mom was vegetarian, and she took you to chicken strangulation contests when you were 6.
I would say more so my dad took me to them. My mom was just a not participant. She did not participate. But my mom was just kind of there cheering me on. She was my support. But yes, she was vegetarian. I became vegetarian at the ripe age of 8. Soon after I was Little Miss Chicken Neck Ringer. I don't know. Maybe it is atonement. Maybe deep down it's atonement for killing that chicken, because you know what, I'm really not sure if they like cooked it. I'm not sure if it got used for anything or if we were just aimlessly killing them.
How many participants are there at these things? Are there different levels of the tournament? Like, I guess what's the total body count at the end of a tournament?
I would say total maybe like 100 to 120 people compete in the competition. Yeah, so it definitely, like, I don't know, growing up in a small town, like, it does kind of, like, shape, like, who you are. And so I definitely think that, like, the town had, like, an impact, and, like, the contest. Even though the contest, like, I guess you could argue that it's inhumane. But, like,
I guess, like, killing animals with your bare hands. People have done it for thousands of years.
Exactly. I mean, you could argue that, but then, like, what better story do I have to tell than this?
Yeah. How about a real one that happened? Because Madison texted me this morning and told me that this never happened, and that this is a big fat lie.
Yeah, that's the point of it.
I didn't know that.
She told me that she told you it was a joke.
Not initially, not a week ago when we started planning this. Okay.
I made her text you and tell you that. You know
Okay,
that?
yeah.
I said to her, Madison, I'm not going to go in here here and this man's gonna think I'm telling the truth, right? Like, I'm not gonna walk in this building and this man's gonna think that, like, this is a real thing that happened to me. And she's like, well, like, I think he knows it's a joke. And I was like, I'm gonna need you to flat out tell this man that, like, this is not real. Like, this is just a fake story that, like, is funny. And she was like, okay, fine, I'll tell him. And then, yeah, but apparently I was not. She told me that you thought it was real, and I was like, dude, what? What if I had walked in here and this man thought that, like, this is a real thing that happened to me at 6 years old?
I did think it was real.
No, God!
I'm pretty sure everybody else did, up until I mentioned that.
No. Okay, but that is not my fault. That's how Madison framed it to you.
Okay.
Madison knew it was fake.
So when you said that you strangled a chicken at the age of 6, I was like, okay. That's kind of weird, but it might be child abuse, but...
No, okay. So the way this story started, it's just kind of like a joke among my friends because they all, like, joke on me because I'm, like, from such a small town. And, like, funny things do happen in that town. Like, nothing like that, but, like, my friends are just like, are you from, like, a real place? It's just kind of I don't know. It's just a funny little town. If you've ever been there, if you're from Laurinburg or Scotland County, you understand. But... they would always, like, not joke on me, but, like, be like, oh, you're so southern, like in high school, I was the vice president of the Future Farmers of America, like, that's, yeah.
You were vice president of FFA?
Yes. Yeah.
I was in 4-H.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it just kind of started as a joke. I was like, they were like, you're, like, so southern, like, it's so weird to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm really, like, not that southern. And I was like, what, do y'all think that I was, like, ringing chicken necks when I was a little kid? And so it just kind of turned into, like, I wouldn't even be shocked if Scotland County did have an annual chicken neck ringing contest. And so it just has kind of turned into, like, a running joke that I'm Little Miss Chicken Neck Ringer.
All right, well, thank you, Mira. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I need to end it because my arm is really cramping right now. So, good night. No, I don't know what time of the day I'm even going to release this. So I guess...
Good day.
Well, we don't know if it's in the day either. So,
Good
good parentheses time